Hi, I've got your energy stories for the first week of October 2022. Let's start with some hydrogen stories because I've got a bunch of them. First, Constellation's 1900 megawatt 9 Mile Point nuclear plant in upstate New York will soon devote about 1 megawatt of its output to making 500 kilograms of hydrogen on a daily basis, so-called pink hydrogen. It will be used on site to prevent equipment corrosion, displacing H2 that's now trucked in from out of state. Constellation's CEO suggested in the future some of Constellation's 23 nuclear plants could allocate up to 50% of their total capacity to hydrogen production. There's also a second project at the 9 Mile Point site using hydrogen to power a 10 megawatt fuel cell for use during periods of peak demand. Well, Southern California Gas has a pilot microgrid with a 2,000 square foot home converting energy from solar panels via an electrolyzer into hydrogen, which is stored and then can be converted back into electricity through an on-site hydrogen fuel cell. The H2 will also be blended with methane for use in the home's clothes dryer, gas stove, fireplace, barbecue grill, and tankless water heater. The latter is a tankless job, but some forget it. The electrolyzer recently produced its first full kilogram of hydrogen, and the project is meant to demonstrate a possible approach to providing reliability and resilience through H2. Switching to hydrogen trains, Ballard Power Systems received 2 orders for fuel cells for hydrogen-based trains. The first from Siemens Mobility for 14 200 kilowatt fuel cells to drive 7 Meirail Plus H trains in Germany's Berlin-Brandenburg metro region by the end of 2024. The second, an order from Swiss-based Stadler Rail for 6 100 kilowatt fuel cell modules to power the first US-based hydrogen train, expected to enter service in San Bernardino, California in 2024, seating over 100 passengers. Also in the hydrogen arena, last week the New York Power Authority, NYPA, said it has successfully generated electricity in a retrofitted GE turbine. This is the first retrofit using hydrogen. This is using a mix of green hydrogen and methane. NYPA ran fuel blends ranging from 5% to 44% hydrogen. At a 35% mix, the CO2 emissions were cut by 14%. A key reason for that relatively low emissions cut is that hydrogen contains about 1/3 the energy by volume, so you have to run an awful lot through the turbine to displace the CO2. Over in Germany, steel giant ThyssenKrupp approved a $2 billion plan to replace a total of 4 blast furnaces with low-carbon, hydrogen-based technology at the largest steelmaking plant in Germany, with the first new furnace to be operational by 2026. Critical here is this. The investment allows for continued use of commonly available blast furnace grade iron ore rather than the more scarce direct reduction grade that's been used in the most recent hydrogen steel making projects in the DRI technology. This could have significant implications as it opens the door to broader use of varying qualities of iron ore in carbon-free steel production. Switching to electric vehicles, Hertz and BP have announced a plan to develop a national network in the U.S. of thousands of EV charging stations explicitly to be used for both rental vehicles and the general public. BP will coordinate charging infrastructure around Hertz locations, creating software that will optimize charging with respect to electricity costs while helping Hertz better understand its overall energy usage. BP's charging business, called BP Pulse, will construct fast charging hubs near high-demand rental locations and manage charging at rental depot sites. BP's jumping into the charging game in earnest and noted recently that fast chargers are nearly as profitable as gas pumps. And finally, our last story for the week, the Pentagon released an RFP asking contractors for information relating to design, build, and operation of a micro-nuclear-reactor at Alaska's Alaskan military base within 5 years. The goal is to demonstrate the feasibility of a small-scale nuclear power plant as backup for military bases. The Air Force Department of Defense request specifies a micro-nuclear reactor of up to 5 megawatts in size that could operate for 10 years until the fuel is spent. It specifies construction within 3 years and commissioning by 2027. Well, given the current pace of development of small modular reactors, with companies such as leader NuScale, with first in-service dates planned by 2029, this is kind of a head-scratcher. How are we going to see a micro-reactor within the next couple of years when major competitors won't see something for another 7? But we'll see who responds and with what. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.